Okay, I've got a little over 4 hours into this trip. I have reached an end point for now. As you can see, there is the cliff edge, and in order to get there, at this point I would have to descend a rather steep area, ascend, and then I don't know what's on the other side of that hill there, but I can only guess another steep area. So let's take a 360-degree view, as much as I can turn on this little pinnacle upon which I stand. And there you're looking into Las Vegas, and actually the north area of Las Vegas. And I'm not sure, but I think that we've got I-215 and the Aliante right in the center, but not sure. I do know for sure that right through this little saddle here is the Las Vegas Strip, so you can kind of triangulate and figure out that maybe that is the Aliante. And then we're looking directly in the center at Damsel Peak. It's a different perspective, definitely. You can't see the crescent shape at all because that's over the tip of the peak there. And let's see if we can turn here without plunging downward. Here is the Calico Basin. And I think that you actually can see two different basins, Brownstone and Calico Basin. Right in the center there is Blue Diamond Mountain. And now we move to the center and we see Turtlehead Peak. And beautiful, different perspective of Red Rock Canyon. And you can see the mountains behind the canyon, Mount Wilson, Rainbow Mountain, Rainbow Wall, and Bridge Mountain from left to right. And then let me make another turn here. Okay, just a minute. Sorry about the shaking, but it's the only thing that's keeping me from plunging down this little pinnacle. Okay, and then you see this outcrop. This is the western La Madre Mountain, and then you can see eastern La Madre Mountain, and the area between is where we have reached almost to that opening there on another trip, and maybe we'll try that again, maybe in the fall, who knows. And you can see the eastern Keystone Thrust, the La Madre Mountain area. Here are the cliffs, and then back over to the edge. Now, from this perspective, I can see another potential route, and that route would be go down to the Calico, go around go over the Turtlehead Peak saddle, which is to the right of Turtlehead Peak, descend, go just to the other side of those painted rocks, the Calico rocks there, and then come up the wash. And just a minute, I gotta make another turn. Okay, we got some fun wind here, making things even more exciting. Okay, so what I would do is maybe go up this wash here and end up somewhere just at the base of Damsel Peak ascent there. And I believe, another turn, I believe that one could continue on the other side of this hill in the foreground, this ridge in the foreground, and then make it up to the point where you actually go around the edge of the cliff. But I'm going to have to figure out a way to cut off a lot of hours from this trip. Maybe I cut off 1 or 2 hours, and it would be feasible to attempt. But if it takes me 4 hours to reach this point where I'm standing now, it is doubtful whether I could then proceed on up to the top of La Madre Mountain. So who knows? I've got 3 different approaches now. I've got this approach, which is I call the Eastern approach, the Damsel Peak approach. I've got the middle approach, which is I'll call La Madre Pass. And I've got the Western approach, which is up La Madre Springs area behind White Mountain and up to the top of the Keystone Thrust. But each of those take something like 5 hours before I'm even at a point where I can begin to see La Madre Mountain and begin to see my destination. And then of course I've got to return. So we're looking 10-hour round trip at the best if I can cut off some time, no matter which way I attempt. So I don't know. We may be at the edge of endurance here. Who knows? I have lost 20 pounds in the past couple months, and that helps. Makes the 20 pounds of water that I'm carrying equal to 0. Helps me to save energy as I go up the mountains. I'm at a kind of a low point. I can't lose any more weight, so that's not going to be a way to cut off time and energy anymore. So I've got to think about this, figure out what is my next strategy to save time and energy on one of these routes so I can get to the top of La Madre Mountain. Now I know that you can go up La Madre Mountain from the other side, which requires 4-wheel drive, and it's definitely less of a hike than this direction. But once again, yeah, the roads are not good, and my little smart car, the Beast, is not going to make it up those roads. So that leaves me with the challenge of figuring out a way that I can make it up with this beast of a body and find some route. So anyway, regardless, this is extreme fun and adventure in a place that literally nobody is on. Who knows who was the last person to stand in this point? Maybe it could have been hundreds of years ago. Anyway, it's exciting to be where I'm standing right now, and the area is truly beautiful. But here we are at the end of an exploration day, and we're going to head back now through 92-degree heat as we descend. And I'll give my hot travel philosophy a little later when we're down in the canyon, and I might have a strategy for that gets me through those times. So anyway, that's it for this adventure day, and just what a beautiful place to be. Okay, signing off.